fired potentially 28 times, reloading multiple times. We have recovered the handgun and the magazines. We believe we have an individual who is a suspect contained nearby, so that if you're sheltering in place in the parks, I think it's okay for you to go home. We'd ask people to stay out of the area though. If they're sheltering in place somewhere nearby, if they're going to leave the area, please, until we know more. At this point, as I said, we believe we have an individual contained in a home nearby. We have the house surrounded. We're bringing up some of our assets, our SWAT, some of our armored vehicles. We've been trying to talk to that person without response, but we again believe he's contained there. I'm going to be heading there shortly. We're in the process of getting a search warrant for that address, and then we're going to go from there.
Can you give us an idea age of victims? This is a splash pad. What are we dealing with?
It's all over the map. We don't have firm ages or victims yet, but
kids?
Yes, I know for sure that one of the individuals shot was 8, and it goes up to. We're still working on conditions.
Can you talk about what led up to this? I mean, was this a random person who just walked up, or were they enjoying the splash pad? I mean, what do you know about the shooter?
So far, again, this is all super preliminary. It appears like the individual pulled up, exited a vehicle, approached the splash pad, opened fire, reloaded, opened fire, reloaded, left.
So
it appears very random at this point. Appears random. No connectivity to the victims.
How far is the house that this person is in? How far is it?
Within a half mile.
Have you made contact with him as far as like talking to him on the phone? I mean, how do you know he's in there?
Well, we determined who we thought was potentially involved from some of the evidence on scene very quickly. Went immediately there. A vehicle that matched what had been described as a vehicle leaving the scene was there. And so we put up a quick perimeter, and deputies on scene apparently heard or saw the individual that they're trying to communicate with.
He is known to you guys?
He wasn't until, we did some quick investigation.
So
you didn't know it? Okay.
Yes.
Is there anyone else in the home that he's in right now?
We are under the belief there is not. We don't know that for sure.
When do you expect to get conditions on? 9 to 10, right?
That's what we're hearing. We've got people fanning out. We've got multiple hospitals in the area that have people. So at least 4 that we're told so far have potential victims. So we've got victim advocates as well as detectives going to all of those sites, all of those hospitals. And we hope to have obviously more firm information for you in a bit.
Sheriff, do you know if when he got out of the car? That's how it went?
Exited the car.
Right up to the splash pad?
Went up to the steps, opened fire. It looks like he reloaded, maybe possibly as he was ascending the steps.
From how far away would you say? Hard to tell?
Probably 20 feet.
And so that's not someone having a fight with someone. That's someone just gets out. That's an active shooter. He just gets out and starts shooting people.
Yes. Yes, it appears to be a random active shooter.
That's terrifying.
What do you make of that? Here, right in the splash pad.
Obviously we don't know what's going on with this person or what is the motivation. That's going to be a work in progress.
Is he still armed, do you know, currently?
We don't know. We have recovered 1 weapon at the scene. Our investigators are under the belief that there's more weapons potentially in the home. We don't know if he has them or has access to them.
And does he know the person whose home he's in, or was it a random neighbor, or was it his home? Do you have any idea?
I honestly don't have all that information yet. We're just trying to pull it all together really quickly.
You've been sheriff for a long time. I mean, talk about your thoughts and feelings about this.
Well, it's a gut punch, obviously, for us here in Oakland County. We've gone through so many tragedies. We're not even fully comprehending what happened at Oxford. And, now we have another complete tragedy that we're dealing with.
And it's serious, obviously, the injuries. Are you getting any information that it would be a fatality? We just don't know.
We don't know yet. I know that one person came out of surgery, apparently did well. We don't, I just don't know at this point, because sometimes initial gunshot wounds look like they may be okay and stable, and it could turn quickly with some internal hemorrhaging. I just don't know. As soon as we know, we'll obviously...
Will you come back here to talk to us?
I'm going to go to the house
gotcha.
and work with our SWAT and see if we can finish that part of this equation, and we'll keep you updated.
Mayor,
Another question too for you. You know, was there anything about his appearance? I mean, was he dressed strangely, tactical gear or anything? Is there anything? Did he just look like us, walk out and start shooting?
I don't have anything on that other than, you know, an individual exited a car and opened fire.
Do you have anything on the driver, the person who brought him here, or did he drive himself?
It appears he drove himself.
you say green car, green Charger?
You know, I don't have the car. They have it at this location.
Can we ask the mayor and Mr. James a question? If you're here, what do you want people to know in your community?
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I appreciate the immediate response of the Elton County Sheriff's Department, our firefighters. You can only imagine what it's like to arrive on a scene like this, and certainly complete thoughts with the families right now. This is a great community, and it's heartbreaking to see this happen here.
There was a shelter in place. All of our phones went off. What do people need to know now? Is they're safe at this time?
As the sheriff just mentioned, you know, if you're in one of our parks that we're sheltering in place, it is okay to leave now, but we do want folks to stay away from this area.
But James, you just came from an event, and then here you are here. What do you make of all this?
Well, first and foremost, under no circumstance in this country, particularly in Rochester Hills, should fathers be spending Father's Day in a hospital. We're doing everything we possibly can to help the families in need. And first, I want to give a shout out to the first responders who were here, who mitigated further damage, and who are still in harm's way, bringing resolution to this crisis. I'm looking forward to continuing to work without politics, because this is an American epidemic that we need to fix. Gun violence needs to stop, and we are now most recently hit hardest by it.
Thank you very much. And Sheriff, is this the best place for us to be for more updates?
I'll have our PIO put something out, or we'll put it on Twitter when we're going to do a next briefing where that might be.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sorry? Okay. With a splash pad.
Sorry to be all on here.
It's like... Next time, bring a bottle of it. There, you talk to Lacey. Yeah.
That would have been so much better.
You've just been listening in to a press conference happening in Rochester Hills, where we've been following that breaking news. Multiple people shot. Sheriff Bouchard saying there at least 9 people were shot, possibly 10. He also let us know that an 8-year-old is among one of the victims. Shots rang out around 5:11 p.m. We do know investigators say it appears to be a random shooting. One of the most troubling parts of this, they have surrounded a suspect at a home nearby. Sheriff Bouchard saying it was within a half mile. Stay with 7 News Detroit on air and online at WXYZ.com for updates in the shooting investigation.
This has been a breaking news alert from 7 News Detroit. We now return to our regular